with me, you can wish upon a star. You can do all the things that you long to, and you won't have to wonder who you are. You can be anybody you want to, in a land full of promises and kings. All your best laid dreams are for catching, and you tie up on the baby. Just close your eyes and imagine.
Just let him go to the end.
The end of the song?
Yeah.
If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. All dreams and desires would ride alongside. Worries and troubles would fall off behind. If wishes were horses.
This is Bob Brooks, the general manager of Little Mountain Sound. Nice that you would sit down for a couple of minutes and talk to us.
It's nice of you to come in here and let me sit down and relax in this place.
It's a madhouse out there.
It really is.
You can literally find anybody sitting out in that front lobby.
Yeah,
musicians and
that's
singers.
Right, that's right. Almost any day. In fact, I had a gentleman in this morning, and I was telling him that every other day or so we'd have anywhere from 20 to 30 people in here who are either the top musicians or singers in the city doing something, either from a commercial or an album.
At one time, Olivia Newton-John did her single here, or did some tracks here?
A couple of months ago, she laid down her single here.
How many strings and how many musicians did she have in that?
78 musicians total, with 58 string players. You know, we kind of wiped out the Vancouver ranks, and they were all Vancouver musicians totally. There was no imports at all.
That's remarkable.
It was a good session.
It's a great session, yeah. Who are some of the other people who've used your facilities that the audience out there would know about?
Dionne Warwick was in, laid down a track here for one of her television shows. And then, of course, a lot of local names that have become fairly famous. Sweeney Todd picked up the best-selling single Juno Award just a month ago at the Junos, and they did their thing here. They're in the middle of an album right now. Hometown band, Valdi. Some new people coming in. Foster Child is just coming in
New
for
band?
Columbia Records, a new band that's starting to make real hay.
And now young Bim has been through here as well.
And Bim did all his stuff here, yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Is there a Vancouver sound? Everybody has an opinion about this, but even more important, is there a Little Mountain sound? Can you...
We'd like to say it's a Little Mountain sound because we think that the sound that comes out of these rooms is different than any other rooms in the city.
Right.
And though people are starting to call it a Vancouver sound, we went back to the Junos, and the people in Toronto were saying, you really have a definite sound. And
Were they able to pin it down?
Yes, they can, yeah. It's the bottom end.
Yeah.
Definitely the bottom end. Toronto has a lightweight bottom in their sound. Yeah, it's toppy, very toppy. And I think that a lot of that sound that's becoming famous out of this studio is probably a credit to Dave Slagter, who is doing so much of the work for Valdi, Hometown, and Susan and Terry, because he does get that really gutsy sound.
Yeah, he does. There's something about a room sometimes that makes it very special. Is there anything special about that particular room in the recording process?
I think it's the treatment that has been put into that room. If you walk into the B studio, as opposed to the A, where Olivia was done with that huge orchestra, B is very, very dead. The walls have been treated differently. There is a warm feeling. Everybody who walks in there says, oh, they feel really together. It's conducive to, particularly to rock, I would say.
Very quickly, what does it cost to get in that room?
To get into B?
Yes.
$100 an hour, basic. And if you give us a lot of money up front, we'll talk.
Bryan? Yeah, that was nice, those first two lines, but I just think we can do better. That was the best yet, anyway. The upon was a little bit funny, that's all. The entry was good. Okay, same place.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Come with me, you can wish upon a star. You can do all the things that you've longed to, and you won't have to wonder who you are. You can be any...
Once more, same place. It's getting there, Bryan.
This is Dave Slagter, who is a freelance engineer, known to his friends as just Dave.
plain Dave.
Just plain Dave. However, you did start at Little Mountain.
In
70?
Vancouver,
Yeah.
I did, in '74.
Yeah.
Yeah, and before that, I had the pleasure of working with Terry Brown
Yeah.
and Doug Riley in Toronto Sound.
Yeah.
Killer
Well,
time in the
explain to the
process.
folks out there who have never been in a studio about 16-track and how that process works, if you can get it down to its simplest terms.
Right. Well, 16 tracks more or less is like 16 separate tape machines, 16 mono tape machines. On those 16 tracks, you would use perhaps 4 for drums, having a nice stereo spread, and then a couple for independent things in the kit. 1 perhaps for bass.
Yeah.
Once you've got the basic rhythm track down, you probably use, say, 8 tracks as a norm, which leaves you 8 more tracks to, at a later date, go back and individually fill up with things like vocals, strings, lead instruments.
Right.
You just keep on layering, and as you've recorded, you can then in turn play back what you have recorded into the studio via headphones to a musician who will hear the guys that played it perhaps a week earlier.
That's right.
Hear them playing it, and then they can add their little parts, and you record it on its own track without affecting anything that you've already done. And you just keep on stacking up all these parts, and at the end of it, you've got 16 tracks worth of hopefully terrific music to mix down.
I guess there are varying degrees of what the input that an engineer gets. Some producers will come in and say, this is what I want, you do exactly, and you lay it down. And then sometimes you are asked your opinion, and in most cases, I know that the people who work with you ask your opinion on a lot of things. I guess it's nice to be able to put that input into it.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Sure it is. It's great. It's a mutual respect, I think, that I've been fortunate enough to have with, the producers that I do work with. And I think the product benefits from it. Because as well as engineering, I mean, I may have a specific idea which may not work, but if the producer's open to trying it, great.
What are you going to do with Sweeney Todd on these sessions here? It's a lot of volume coming out of that room. You baffle the room with the.
Well, Studio B is basically a pretty dead studio.
Yeah.
So whatever leakage there is in there, it sounds nice. It is nice sounding leakage, so we're not that concerned with it.
What sessions have you truly enjoyed over the last little while? Ones that stick out in your mind that you really.
Well, Sweeney Todd, without a doubt, is
Yes.
certainly an exciting session to be in. The producer is an energetic kind of guy, and he knows what he wants, and there's good feelings there all the time, good, up, intense work, And on the other end of that, every bit as equally enjoyable for me was the hometown band, Baldy situation. Claire Lawrence, as you know, I mean, he's just a gem to work with. A sweet guy, and he's so musical.
There's
So
two different
those are
producers.
probably
Now,
the
there's two
best.
different producers. Claire Lawrence is
Yeah.
laid back,
Yeah,
and Marty is right up front.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's do the
Working very.
It's great to work with both of them. Both of them have an extremely high musical sense. Marty does. Marty goes about it perhaps in a little bit different way than Claire, but I think that's just the characters of the two people. They both end up with the results that they want, I know.
One more thing. What about your hearing? Huh?
Pardon? Yeah, the old standard, you turkey.
Do I have to play straight man to follow my lips? Thank you very much, Dave.
You're welcome,
Good.
Terry. Thank you.
Okay, Dave Flagger.
If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. All dreams and desires would ride alongside. Worries and troubles would fall off behind. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Yeah.
Now we get to the meat and potatoes here. This is Marty Scher, who is, now, are you manager-producer, or
I'm manager and producer, yeah.
drop the manager thing for just a bit. Now you're the producer in the studio.
Right.
Has there been a lot of pre-discussion about what you want to do once you get into the studio, and are you pretty, do you know what you want to do in there?
Well, the main thing is to get the guys to rehearse, because at $100 an hour, it's pretty expensive rehearsal time.
That's right.
So I have to make sure the guys are rehearsing the songs. And I come and listen to the rehearsal, and I'll make adjustments there at the rehearsal. And we'll discuss it. If the song is not good enough, we won't record it. If it's a good song, then I'll go home and I'll think about what instrumentation I'm going to need, and just take it from there. But when I walk into the studio, I've got a finished picture in mind. It's pretty difficult because when you're trying to relate to a guitarist and a drummer and a vocalist what you want them to do, the only thing that they're getting toward them is their part. They're not picturing this overall finished product. And sometimes, if you're not careful, they look at you as if you're crazy, as if, why do you want me to sing this part or play this part? But you can hear this finished article, and that's what you go for. It can change direction midstream. It's you go in there with a preconceived idea of all right, that's exactly how it's going to sound, and halfway through, you get these little ideas coming at you because when you're sitting in front of JBLs, you know.
Big speakers.
Yeah. Not from a volume aspect, from a quality aspect. You can hear so much more, and B has been designed. It's like sitting in there with cans on.
Are you a one taker or are you a 30 taker? Do you
I like perfection, if that's what you mean.
do you keep going over and over and over again?
Oh yes, you have to. The main thing is to extract from the artist the best that they can possibly deliver.
Are you tough to work for?
Yeah,
Demanding?
yeah, very.
This is Bryan Guy Adams, and I'm Terry David Mulligan, and three names. How'd you get? Why three names? Is that from your family, or?
I guess my mother decided it was
Yeah.
sounding good when she had me.
It has a ring to it. Where are you from?
I'm from Canada. I'm from Ontario originally,
Yeah. How'd you get out to Vancouver?
and we drove.
Did you come out here just specifically to do music? Were you always into that?
No, I came out here to do school. We decided we wanted to change of scenery. Ottawa's very cold in the wintertime,
Yeah.
and very, I don't know, I don't like Ottawa. It's very plastic. It's too governmental, I suppose.
Did you I mean, like, when you read bios about musicians and things, they always say from infancy they wanted to be into the music business. When did you get turned on to it?
When I was 12 years old and decided that all my rock and roll records were just the thing I wanted to do. I guess it's the usual story for most people these days, you know.
Did you teach yourself how to?
Yeah. My father was very against me playing music. He didn't want me to do anything.
You were a closet musician?
Yes. I had to sneak behind his back and get guitar lessons and things like that, so.
Who were you imitating then, or who'd you look at? Who'd you like?
God, I just like anything that had went da-na-na-na. You know, so I can't really put any finger on it.
Your career is gone great. I mean, there's quite a story behind Roxy Roller and Sweeney Todd itself. But you were just saying that the first time that you ever actually appeared with the group was on a television show.
Right.
First time ever?
Ever.
Were you scared?
No, I was confident.
Because you were destined to do that.
Yes, I wanted to do it very badly. And TV, I like working in CBC because I'd never worked in a TV studio before, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the atmosphere. The people were professional, and I was feeling really relaxed. So.
It feels like a natural thing for you to be doing that.
Oh yes,
Staying
definitely.
on that band, working
Yes.
out. Who do you like as a lead singer now today? I mean, visually, who do you like to watch on stage, or who fascinates you?
I like anything with action.
Yeah.
I like Mick Jagger very much.
Yeah.
I don't say I follow him or anything. I just
Yeah.
like him because he's very active and always on the move. I like various kind of music. I don't listen to rock and roll all the time now. I listen to reggae sometimes, and David Bowie is one of my favorites too.
Are you writing?
Yes, very much.
Good. What about the studio in there? Now, that's not a visual medium at all. You have to do what you have to do to a studio filled with friends and and people, and you have to convey what you're doing in the studio without everybody having this. In other words, you have to take the lyric and push it over. What sort of a space do you put yourself into?
A totally devoted space.
Yeah.
I have to be right into it, or else I can't do it. If I'm completely burned out from the night before playing a club or something, and I come in the studio, I'm not going to do as good a job as if I was totally relaxed and taking a couple of days off, and then I come into the studio totally relaxed and had my mind set on doing this one thing.
Yeah.
And come in here and I'll whip it off.
You feel good in the studio?
Oh, I feel great in the studio. Yeah. It's my favorite part, actually, of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's nice to have something finished and then come in the studio and listen to it and go, wow, it's just great. You know.
You won't have to wonder who you are. You can be anybody you want to. In a land full of promises and kings, all your best laid dreams I will capture. You can have the world to tie upon a string. Just close your eyes and imagine. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. All dreams and desires would ride alongside. Worries and trouble
That's beautiful.
It's a little early.
That's lovely. You sing beautifully, Susan. Yeah, that was a bullet for you, wasn't it? Just heard a little bit of it.
That was good to me.
Yeah, that was a nice one. You have been singing in this town for quite a while, and I'm wondering if today you would take me through a recording session and
Sure.
give me a few pointers.
Sure.
know,
It's usually pretty crazy. And
Yeah, a brilliant career, and I'm going to wreck it right all in the course of one afternoon. But we have everything set up here. And where do you usually begin? You know, where do you start?
Coming into the studio?
Yeah.
Well, if I usually take the song and get a fairly good mix, run through it a few times to relax with it a bit.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty
Now,
scary.
I couldn't sing right now. Do you ever get nervous when you're making a record? Because I couldn't
yeah.
sing right now, I don't think. I'm really tight. So how do you relax a person when they come in here? How do you relax me? All right, if I want to record and I want my voice to sound right.
Well, the nice thing about recording is that you go through it as many times as you want. And if it doesn't turn out, then you can do it again. And, everybody knows that. Everybody that works in a studio with you knows that there's, chances of you getting it a first take are just close to
So you get a lot of
nil.
cracks at it. And you've got a couple of people in here who sort of guide you through, like Daryl is the engineer.
Right.
And Bob Brooks is the producer. And they would take you through the recording and tell you if there's something they have to add here or take away
Yes.
or whatever?
Well, if I'm singing, sometimes they'll hear things that I don't necessarily hear.
Yeah.
I can be getting into the song emotionally, but maybe not hear, certain things like I'm too far from the mic, or maybe what I'm feeling isn't projecting through the mic into or onto the tape.
Yeah.
So they'll stop tape sometimes and say, do it a little differently, or maybe emphasize it a little bit more.
And you don't always agree with them, right? Because you know the sound you want as well, and maybe sometimes what they're looking for differs from what you're looking for.
Well, usually, we work together as a team anyway. But what'll happen is I'll listen to what they're saying, and then I'll go into the studio and listen myself, and we'll discuss it. Or if I'm not sure that I'm agreeing with what they're saying, I'll go in and listen, and then I'll hear for sure.
Now, where do we begin? I'd like to really sing quietly in the background and try and follow you along for a little ways. Is that possible? Can we do it that way? What do you think?
In the recording business, anything's possible.
Anything's possible? Good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay.
Why don't we take it? Okay, why don't we take it from the first chorus then?
Does that?
That was just after.
But I have to sing then. I'm Anna Marie. I'm Anna.
Oh well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you sing? Just go Anna Marie, don't you know me anymore? Like you're singing to a girl, you see.
Okay.
And I'll do the same thing. I'll just go Anna Marie.
Okay. And after so long, I've tried to open the door every night of my dreams, every day out on the road.
Whoa. This love has gone
This
way
love
up,
has
yes.
gone way out of control. Okay. Well.
Okay.
What the hell?
Okay, we're back in the first verse somewhere, so we'll just pick it up and
okay.
help him find it, Susan.
Yeah, we're close. We have to go through.
Where are we?
We're just.
Right.
The hills behind, whole life is gonna roll away. All the strings are gonna fly. At the end of the road, lay me down to die. Anna Marie, don't you know me anymore? After so long I tried to open the door. Every night of my dreams, every day out on the road. Whoa, this love has gone way out of control.
Hey, that was fun.
How does that sound?
Okay, yes, the producer, why is he making those awful faces? Okay, it wasn't perfect. Okay, I
Listen,
know
you
that, right?
look like Robert Goulet.
Yes, that's as far as it goes. Okay, boy, these guys are cruel. They don't.
Oh, they say
They don't spare any
tell it like it is.
comment at all. Okay, just be gentle.
Why
This
don't
is
we
my
really
first
do it?
time.
Why don't we really do it now? If
Really
you doubt
do
it
it now?
Sure, let's do it.
Well,
A lot of times they'll just, they'll
Let's
just,
wind it back to her.
they'll just run
There you
through
go.
it.
yeah, and then try it again.
Yeah.
You're just being nice to me, right? You want me to do it again and build up my confidence and...
Oh, no, we're going to record it this time. What the
okay.
heck?
All right. What the heck?
Okay.
Mike, this time, the consensus of opinion is that they really want to hear you all by yourself. But through the marvel of electronics, we can help. Susan, we put up another mic for you so that we can feed you to him, but we'll get Michael on the tape, and he's all on his own, okay? And we'll see how we go here.
Well, we haven't really gone over that verse, the second verse very much, but that's okay. Just fake it and think,
Sure.
think lonely.
Okay, think lonely.
Okay, Mike, are you ready for your big time?
So lonely. Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Should we keep...
Well, I'm riding down the highway, no place in mind, looking to the trees and the hills behind. My whole life is gonna roll away, all the strings are gonna fly. At the end of the road, lay me down to die. Anna Marie, don't you know me anymore? After so long I've tried to open the door. Every night of my dreams, every day out on the road. Oh, this love has gone way out of control. Sure. Easy for you to say.
Now, here comes the second verse.
It was late last summer, fires burning bright, on the cliffs beside the sea, warm and starry nights, was lost inside your love, to the future unafraid. But now I'm broken, just a token on your chain. Anna Marie, don't you know me anymore? After so long I've tried to open the door. Every night of my dreams, every day out on the road. Oh, this love has gone way out of control. Oh, this love has gone way out of control. Yeah. Am I finished? Thank God I'm finished.
Good.